Hello, everyone. My name is Gabby Felguedes, and welcome to Roots of Resilience, a podcast about growing strength from the ground up. For this episode, I will be sharing my journey of transformation and how post traumatic growth, or PTG, shows up in my life as I work towards becoming a dentist. The goal of this Roots of Resilience is to explore how growth can emerge from struggle and how understanding our path can encourage others to move towards healing, education, and self discovery. PTG, post traumatic growth, is the positive change that can occur after facing adversity or change. And for me, PTG has shown up as courage, commitment, and perseverance, especially in pursuing higher education as the first in my family to go this far academically. Growth has come from recognizing that hardship and opportunity will likely, but actually definitely coexist with one another. The framework that the PTG model, the PTG framework that I chose, is Susie Ross's map to wholeness. Ross describes transformation as a 13-phase process divided into two parts, transformative and integrative. These processes move through disruption, surrender, renewal, and ultimately wholeness. And connecting to these 13 phases in my own journey, starting with the seed. I guess we should start with the different pathways you can approach these transformations. There's trauma, surprise, or intention. Trauma is when a crisis or loss disrupts our sense of self. Surprise is when unexpected or awe-filled experiences expand our perspective. And then intention, the one I feel the most related to, is when we consciously choose a part of our growth, like starting a journey of healing or a journey of change. And so relating to the 13 processes and how my journey has been, the seed number one is the first time I started in dentistry, my job. It sparked a light in what I wanted to do. There was a combination of art and science that showed me what I wanted my future to look like. And then I moved into departure, where I decided to return to college and move beyond assisting and work towards becoming a dentist. Number three is a transformative experience. This came as I learned to balance work, family, and school, realizing that transformation is not easy or fast. My return looked like kind of a disconnect. This is where I learned that disconnection between those who didn't understand what I was doing and what I was pursuing towards. Number five is displacement. I have felt caught between pride and confusion. This might look like my roots and also the future I'm building. You get caught between those feelings. Number six is denial and grief. There are moments where I question everything. I question whether I can do it all. I have grief for the old, easier version of myself that had lesser responsibilities, and that definitely resurfaces. And I would explain that as denial and grief. Number seven is disorientation. I have experienced burnout and confusion, and Ross does note that these phases overlap. You can be in multiple at once. Number 8 is dismemberment, hitting breaking points. Been there, balancing work, home, and full time school. These low moments, all you can really do is understand how far you've come and recognize it, recognize yourself. All these transformative thoughts lead into the integrative process where you are now, for number 1 in there, surrendering and healing. I've learned to accept help. I have learned to show myself grace, and I have learned to celebrate all the good I am doing so far. Recognize your progress. Birth is more like me understanding that I am a future practitioner. I trust the process. I recognize that the purpose takes time, and that is a birth. That is a shift in recognition. Abundance and creativity. This shows up in encouraging others to pursue their dreams and reminding them that they can go further. If I can do it, you can do it. The power that you hold in that is learning to balance your emotions, stay grounded, model as a perseverance to others on this path. And then lastly is integration. I do feel like I'm still approaching this phase, but I do see that wholeness means honoring where you came from and where you are going. Ross writes that transformation is not linear. People revisit their earlier stages. This really resonates with me. They move back and forth, and I move between phases, often the transformative stages, reminding myself that struggle is really just a part of the growth. It's not a setback. It's just a part of it. Going on to my family and background, my story begins with my parents. I was adopted, and both of my parents are examples of resilience in their own right. My father immigrated from Mexico, and my mother was raised in a single-parent home. Both fought for education that their parents never had access to, and they broke generational barriers. Even though I don't share their genetics, I have inherited their determination for education, their determination and belief in education as a form of empowerment. And this is really what epigenetics means to me, how the experiences of one generation can shape the resilience of the next. My parents' drive really planted the roots of my own persistence, and now I am growing a new branch of opportunity for my future children. Their sacrifices and belief in me, even when they don't fully understand the path I'm on, keep me grounded. And I have learned to rely on the small circle of friends, mentors, family, coworkers, community around me who reminds me that I belong in this field and I can continue this focus. According to Tedeschi and Calhoun, true growth happens when individuals reconstruct their worldview of challenge, developing deeper self-belief in individuals. This connects with self-efficacy, the confidence that I can influence the outcomes of my own efforts and my own persistence. Self-efficacy shows up in life every time I face academic or emotional burnout. And I remind myself that this is temporary. I am capable and can continue the progress. My progress is actually proof of how capable I actually am. And resilience is choosing to keep going, even when it's hard. To remember that it's okay to rest, it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to keep believing in the goal, even when it's hard. Um, Even with the cards that I have been handed, I am beyond what I thought was possible. I've learned that resilience isn't really about being unshaken, but it's more about remembering the roots of who you are and understanding that these roots are strong enough to hold you through any season and any process. The map to wholeness reminds me that transformation takes time, healing is continual, and returning to yourself is a part of becoming whole. For me, this framework really offered a structure of support and hope, and it showed that every struggle, setback, and triumph was part of a larger picture and a larger story of becoming. And I am very grateful for this process. Thank you for listening to Roots of Resilience and remembering that strength is not built overnight, but it is grown from the ground up. Thank you.